Well, now, in the course of time, in the evolution of human behavior, the ceramic image of waste management ran into trouble and changed into what I call the fully automatic model of dumping. In other words, our modern approach to dealing with waste is based on a mechanistic view of separation. Dump it elsewhere, seal it off, and forget about it. This idea of controlled, orderly dumping came, in part, from the notion of laws, a belief that waste must follow a rigid process to keep it from disrupting pure nature. The origins of this perspective can be traced to our larger cultural frameworks, a world seen as something created with laws to govern its order. Similarly, waste, as a byproduct, was to be governed by strict rules, managed as though it were something alien to us, separate from the natural cycles of the world. But here's the trouble. This mechanistic view, this fully automatic model of dumping, has led us to see waste not as part of a broader system, but as a problem to control, confine, or conquer. Much like 18th century intellectuals questioned whether there was a universal lawmaker guiding the cosmos, we might ask whether there truly is an ultimate solution to dumping, one that involves no integration with nature, only opposition. The modern approach to dumping reflects a mechanized view of the universe. The world is imagined as a vast machine, and waste is treated as blind, chaotic energy, an inconvenient force to be subdued, managed, and sealed away. This mirrors the 19th century scientific view of blind energy in physics or libido in psychology, something chaotic that must be suppressed for order to prevail. We see waste not as a symptom of our activity, but as a fluke, an aberration, something separate from the cycles of life. If left unchecked, this fluke threatens to overwhelm us, so we impose systems, technologies, and rules on waste, treating it as a hostile invader. We build massive landfills, design incinerators, and fight to contain what is, in reality, just another part of nature's cycle. This mechanistic hostility to dumping creates a war between humans and waste, between civilization and what it discards. We talk about the conquest of waste as if it were Mount Everest to scale or space to explore. The bulldozer and the trash compactor become the cultural symbols of this fight, extensions of a mindset rooted in dominance rather than coexistence. But why be hostile to dumping? After all, waste is simply a symptom of human activity, much like an apple is a symptom of an apple tree. Just as a tree apples, a society dumps. Waste is a verb as much as it is a noun. It is part of the natural rhythms of any living system. A world with people is a world that dumps, and the existence of waste is symptomatic of the kind of systems we build and sustain. Yet, we've been brought up, by reason of two great myths, the ceramic and the fully automatic, not to feel that dumping is part of the natural world. Our language reflects this alienation. We say we dispose of waste or manage waste, as if it were some foreign material we can banish to another realm. We talk about encountering waste, as though it's a head-on meeting with an enemy. But waste is not alien. It is us. It is the unavoidable outcome of any process, the mirror of our consumption. Instead of defining it as unnatural, as something separate from us, we might begin to see waste as a point of reflection, symptomatic of how we live and how we might live better. To treat dumping as hostile is to fight against ourselves. Why view it as an external enemy when it is, in fact, integral to the cycles of life? A more sensitive approach might involve seeing waste not as a problem to conquer, but as a process to harmonize with, a chance to design systems that align with the natural world rather than seek to overpower it. After all, if we are symptoms of the universe, then dumping too is part of its expression.